This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video. An important issue for many potential technical divers is how to select a technical dive instructor. There is no shortage of internet threads on this subject. This includes internet threads for recommendations for technical diving instructors and even threads asking about specific technical diving instructors. In video 106, Things I Wish My Technical Diving Instructor Had Told Me, I mentioned that I thought it was important for a student to obtain a compatible technical diving instructor. I didn't go into detail on that subject in video 106, but that's what we're going to talk about in this video today. If you are interested in a particular agency like TDI or PADI or even GUE, your choice may be limited as the technical diving instructor must be certified to teach with that particular agency. In some cases, a particular technical diving instructor may be certified to teach with multiple agencies. In that case, you may be able to have the instructor certify you under a particular certification agency. Choosing your technical diving course based on location can also affect the selection of your technical diving instructor. Remote locations may have few, if any, technical diving instructors at all. In that case, you may have to go on a dive trip with a local instructor from your home area. On the other hand, popular technical diving locations can not only have multiple instructors that can teach for multiple agencies with multiple dive shops. If that is the case, the rest of this video will be very important in the selection of a compatible technical diving instructor. In video 106, one of the things that I discussed was the importance of making sure that your technical diving instructor is actually qualified to teach the course that you're interested in. So in this TDI website page, you can actually select the country that you're interested in taking a course in, and you can also select the particular course that you're interested in. So you have the ability to check this on your own without any other resources. As I mentioned in that video, PADI does not yet have this capability. Hopefully they will do it one day. So in the meantime, if you're interested in that, what you're going to actually have to do is you're going to have to actually call PADI up and ask them if the instructor is qualified to teach that particular course. The instructor should not only be qualified to instruct the course you're interested in, but it is also a good idea to make sure that the instructor actually has experience teaching the course. I took a higher level technical diving course from an instructor, and after several questionable statements, I finally asked him how many times he had actually instructed that course. His response was, "Honestly, you're my first." Had I known this, it would have been my preference to ask for another instructor that had more experience. Instructors actually have student count records, so this is a way of finding out whether or not your potential technical diving instructor has significant or enough experience for you. And this is interesting because all certification agencies strictly limit the number of students that are allowed in a technical diving class. It is not unusual at all to have only one student in a particular class, and in fact, the maximum number of students in any class that I have taken as a student technical diver is 2. And the largest class that I've ever taught only had 3 students in it, which was actually the limit for that particular class. Another important issue in selecting a technical diving instructor is whether or not the instructor is a DIR instructor or a non-DIR instructor. This can involve the certification agencies, as agencies such as GUE, UTD, and ISE are DIR based. On the other hand, TDI and PADI tend to be a bit more flexible with respect to your equipment configuration. This is an important consideration because if you show up at a DIR-based instructor's course and you have a harness with adjustable releasable buckles, they may not allow you to use your own equipment if it does not meet DIR standards. The vast majority of technical dive instructors utilize some form of computer dive planning software, and some certification agencies require the use of dive planning software in the practical exercises. Technical dive instructors will require that you maintain a hard copy dive plan. While it is a good idea, at least in initial technical diving courses, to learn how to dive the dive plan, some technical dive instructors use the dive plan to control the decompression ascent and require that students put their computers in gauge mode. This is usually accompanied by students griping about not being able to use their expensive dive computer that they just bought for the course. Yet other instructors use the hard copy dive plan as the primary control and use the computer operating in a computer mode as the backup. The third possibility is for the technical dive instructor to use the computer to drive the dive and have the hard copy tables as a backup. So this is probably an issue that you might want to discuss with your potential technical dive instructor. A very important consideration involves skill expectation on the part of the instructor. Some instructors require perfection, while others require safety and skill competency and expect continued skill development. This is particularly important if you're going to be at a remote training destination for a limited amount of time. We know many divers who have actually had to go back to a remote destination 2 or 3 times to finish their course. When taking a technical diving course, you will also need to decide whether you're taking the course or if you're on vacation. In one instance that I am aware of, a student taking a technical diving course was found in the resort bar at 2 a.m. in the morning. In this case, the instructor refused to allow the student to train the next day. The student was not able to complete his course by the end of his stay. On the other hand, there are probably some instructors that would be happy to close the bar with their students. The final consideration that I'll be discussing in this video is who pays for what. This is particularly important in higher level classes that involve helium. Standard industry practice is that students pay for an instructor's helium. This means that if there is only one student in the class, the student's gas costs are going to be double. So don't be surprised if your oxygen and helium gas bill is over $1,000. On the other hand, some instructors will actually pay for their own helium, which is of major benefit to the student. I have also had to, on one occasion, pay for a truck to drive the instructor around to the different dive sites. So it's a good idea to discuss who pays for what when you're communicating with a potential technical dive instructor. This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. I hope this video was educational. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.